On March 20th, 2024, we have the Sun entering into the fiery sign of Aries. We also have a Mercury conjunction with Chiron. Chiron is known as the wounded healer. So let's begin with welcome to Aries season. Happy birthday, all Aries out there. The water of Pisces season is now going to start to dry out, and everything is now going to begin to heat up. The March equinox is also the beginning of the Astrological New Year. This is a really great time to press that reset button and to start all over again. As we enter Aries season, it's more of a time to just do it, to follow your instincts and to take immediate action. If something feels right, then it probably is. Aries season can bring about self-discovery through physical challenges, exploration of identity, breaking through psychological limitations, and harnessing anger and frustration in a safe and productive way. As we look at this transit through the Mercury Conjunct Chiron, this is the first of 3 conjunctions in a series of 3. Whenever we have a retrograde, the planet goes over it and then backward retrograde and then goes through it once more. So Mercury is going to conjunct Chiron at 18 degrees, and then the next conjunction will happen on April 15th, 2024 at 20 degrees Aries. That'll be the Mercury retrograde. So know that what you're starting now, you're going to go back over again. And the last time is on May 7th at 21 degrees. So Mercury will then be out of retrograde and now be moving forward. So Mercury conjunct Chiron transits, they bring these opportunities for you to examine your wounds. It's an opportunity to discover the hidden gifts of the wisdom of growth. With Mercury conjunct Chiron, it's now going to be about your words and thoughts and memories that are going to trigger your old wounds, these old hurts, the internal pain that's been buried deep. When Mercury is conjunct Chiron, we're often able to recall some deep, hurtful things that someone has said to us and how it made you feel. This could be parents or relatives or siblings who picked on you or bullied you, teachers or mentors who undermined your self-esteem or your self-confidence, colleagues or work associates or peers who made you feel out of place, odd, or just simply inadequate. This transit's going to be an opportunity for you to dig deep into the root causes of your pain and reframe your understanding of yourself and from your experiences from a more distant, more mature, grown perspective. Mercury conjunct Chiron is going to be this opportunity for you to take some time and to heal a part of your inner child. Hi, I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your March 20th astrology forecast for all 12 signs. To get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So let's dive in. So for Aries Sun and Aries Rising, happy birthday all Aries out there. So the Sun is now moving into your first house of self. So the first house is all about you, how you look, how you act, how you are being seen. It's your outlook, it's your strengths, it's your habits, it's your self-expression and your happiness, your appearance, your image. I always say that it's your website or your business card. It's what people see and what you are presenting to the world. And so you are saying, I'm ready to start taking the initiative. I'm ready to bust out of the gates and get some things done. We also have Mercury conjunct Chiron. Chiron being known as the wounded healer. Mercury rules over your 3rd house of your communication with growing up, your siblings, your neighbors, your childhood friends, people in school. The 3rd house also is who you talk and exchange ideas with on a daily basis. So not just a neighbor, but anybody that could be in a neighborhood, cousins, siblings, those people in our life. Now, Mercury also rules over your 6th house. The 6th house represents what you do on a daily basis. It's your daily habits of how you take care of yourself. It also represents your aunts and your uncles. And so these are mentors, these are guides. This would be like you in a yoga class, you with your a chiropractor or a doctor or somebody that you went to for support. The 6th house represents who I go to in order to stay healthy, who I connect up with, or people that I connect up with on a daily basis for clubs or organizations, for things that I am part of that I want to stay healthy with. So this could be like a gym class or a workout, something that has to do with that. So now knowing that we have these two areas of our life, so early childhood traumas, people that are in your neighborhood, relationship with your siblings, your aunts, your uncles, you're pulling all of these old wounds together and looking for the hidden gift that comes from the opportunity of time. Time has now passed, and so now there might be some triggers that might bring some things up, and so you're going to have to look for the wisdom that comes from it, the opportunity of now you've had growth and time on your side in order for you to deal with the internal pain that's buried deep with how this event or how the words shaped you, recalling these hurtful things that either people said or that they did, and how it made you feel either out of place or inadequate or just not good with your self-confidence or your self-esteem. And so as you're able to go through this and give it the name and understand that this is who it happened with, this is when it happened, and I have now this grown perspective in order to deal with it. There's more of this distant time. I can deal with this. I now have an opportunity to heal the inner child, because remember, Aries, this is all about you taking the initiative. The sun in Aries is about fire, passion, and drive, being the warrior. And so calling upon your inner warrior to heal that inner child. So Aries, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising, you now have Aries moving into your 12th house. The 12th house is the hidden enemies, but it's also self-sabotage. So this is going to be a time when you are going to look within. You're going to look at where you have not felt comfortable. Aries moving into your 12th house is, I am going to be the inner warrior. I'm going to just do it. I'm going to take the initiative for self-discovery, for physical challenges, exploration of who I am, my identity, breaking through karma, physical and psychological limitations that either you put on yourself or hidden enemies have put upon you. Now, you have Mercury and Chiron here. Mercury rules over your second house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your resources, your salary, your income, your talents, your opinions, and those things in your life possibly not being validated by others. Mercury also rules over your fifth house of children, where you've taken risks. The fifth house is where I want to express myself with art, music, and creativity, projects where I want to go out on a limb. The fifth house also represents love affairs. Knowing that these two areas of your life are now coming together for an opportunity to reset the button with, where have I allowed this to go too far? Where do I need the inner healing? Mercury and Chiron is offering you this opportunity to examine your wounds that you have kept like literally buried down deep, and an opportunity for this inner healing, for transcendence, you taking this deep journey within to heal the inner child. The 12th house represents affliction, hospitalizations, institutions, it can be prisons, but it also represents dreams, ancestors. It represents angels and guides, our shadow self, doing the shamanic work. The 12th house is the house of shadows. And so this is you having to do the shadow work and be the inner warrior, allowing your inner warrior, Aries, to help heal you from the pain that you have gone through, either from parents or relatives, being picked on or bullied, where it affected your self-esteem, or it affected your opinions on things, or your talents, or where you allowed yourself to be vulnerable for creative projects. This also could be with children, or healing your inner child, or with people that you have connected up with in order to create projects. So Taurus, a lot of growth can come from this if you take this more mature adult perspective and take it as this opportunity to say, I do have the self-confidence. I can tap into my inner warrior and embrace this healing on my own. So Taurus, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, Aries is now moving into your 11th house of you taking the initiative of what are your hopes, what are your dreams, what are your goals, what are your aspirations. Now you going after them. The 11th house represents you with peers, you with groups that you volunteer in, you with networks that you, or clubs or organizations that you're in, and taking this opportunity to heal the wound of Mercury Conjunct Chiron in this area of your life. So Mercury rules over your first house of self, everything that has to do with how you perceive yourself, it's your outlook on life, your mental health, your strength, your habits, your vitality, your self-expression, your appearance, you and talking and exchanging ideas, your image, your personality, your interests. The first house represents everything to be about you. And then Mercury also rules over your foundation, your home, your family, the people that feel like family, or the people that have built who you are, or that have come before you. Like, think back to your genealogy. Now, the fourth house can also represent traditions, or those people who have shaped you in this lifetime. And so as we look at this, if you're able to pull back, you can say, Aries season is my time to explore this self-discovery, for these challenging healing opportunities, to tap into my identity of how did this shape me and how do I heal from this in a safe and productive way. The knowing that this Mercury and Chiron transit has you examining your wounds that have to do with your hidden talents, your home, like the secrets that have to do with maybe things that have happened at home, or family members, parents, relatives, siblings, anybody who undermined your self-esteem, your self-confidence, who did not give you the opportunity or made you feel out of place or strange, odd, or just inadequate, being hurtful in some way. This can include your parents. This can include anybody that is in the family or people that felt like family. And so during this transit, you are going to be connected up with, like, think of it as a spirit family, an opportunity for you to say, I am ready to heal from some of these. I'm ready to now look at it from a more distant point of view and a more grown perspective, in order for me to heal my inner child and move past these problems or these pains, these wounds that I've had since I was a child from my home, and how it affected my home life, affected who I became and who I am. And then being that Aries inner warrior, using that energy to say, it may have shaped you. It's an opportunity for you to initiate courageous communication, for healing conversations, and for you to discover profound self-discovery and understanding of your background, where you came from, and who you're growing to be and evolving. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising, you now have the sun moving into the 10th house, or the top of your chart. You being a warrior, you taking the initiative of things that you want to do for your career, your job, your legacy, how you want to be seen, your professional life, your ambitions, your reputation, and at the same time working on healing an inner wound. Mercury Conjunct Chiron is going to be this opportunity for you to just follow your instincts and look at self-discovery, to explore these explore opportunities of your identity and breaking through these psychological limitations of harnessing anger and frustration. This could have to do with authority figures. This could have to do with bosses. Now, Mercury rules over your 12th house. The 12th house is the hidden house. It's hidden enemies. It's also self-sabotage. I look at it as it's your angels, it's your guides, it's your ascended masters, it's deep journeys into understanding where have I come from, looking at past life or looking at one generation passed down from another. It's our shadow self. It's doing the shamanic work. Now, it's also institutions, hospitalizations, and afflictions. And so if we're looking at healing these things, it's going to be healing through these topics. Mercury also rules over your third house of communication that has to do with you growing up, you as a child, cousins, siblings, neighbors. The third house is all types of communication, but it's usually early childhood. So we're looking at early pains or early wounds that you had and that could be buried really deep, that have to do with words, thoughts, memories that could come up at this time. It could have to do with those people who were authority figures over you, and now you being the authority figure, you stepping into your Aries energy of self and the warrior, saying, I now need to examine what was said to me, how I felt inadequate, or I was bullied. This could be anybody that undermined your self-esteem, your self-confidence. These could have been childhood friends or cousins, and the 12th house being like the hidden enemies that you just didn't know were there. With now you taking a step back and saying, I can approach this from a grown perspective. I now can be distant in my maturity and say, these were the root causes, but now I have this opportunity to step into my divinity and heal my inner child and release myself of those pains, no longer punishing myself. The 12th house is, remember, it's where we have this inner healing and where we take these deep journeys and we transcend to come out on the other end of no longer sabotaging ourselves, no longer being our own worst enemy. And so this is going to be just a beautiful time for you to just say, okay, I know what these limitations were, and now I'm strong. I'm past this. I can now harness this energy and grow and evolve from this. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, we now have the Sun moving into your 9th house of cross-cultural experiences, and it's foreign people, places, and things. And so this is you in the outside world, taking a class, taking a workshop, traveling somewhere, you having experiences with other people, places, and things that are farther away. It's like traveling or email or Zoom. It's your connection to the outside world. It's also through publishing, or the 9th house represents adventure, legal matters, and anything that has to do with taking a class or a workshop, religion, spirituality. Now, the healing of the wound is your Mercury and Chiron. Mercury rules over your 9th house of groups that you've joined, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and where that has been sabotaged by other people. Mercury also rules over your 2nd house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, your skill set, your opinions, your values, your salary, your resources. It's your attitude towards these things. So this is going to be a huge opportunity for you to say, Aries, I have to just do this. I have to be the inner warrior. I'm going to move forward with these topics that are in my life at this time. I'm going to work past these psychological and physical limitations that have been presented to me from my past, whether it been through people dashing and crushing your goals. These could be people that you worked with, teams that you were on, groups that you were on, peers, kindred spirits. This could be anybody that you were in a social networks with that either laughed at you or just didn't take it serious that you could do what you can do. And your second house has everything to do with your talents, your skill set. Who are those people who did not value those things in your life? Was it family? Was it parents? Was it relatives? Was it authority figures? Was it colleagues, peers, work associates? All of these people have had an influence, and so you have to say, where have I experienced difficulty through words or thoughts or memories that are now being triggered and being brought back up? And it's like, wow, I didn't realize that still hurt me, or that's where that came from. They're old wounds and old hurts that are resurfacing, and it's just an internal pain that's been buried deep below. And so now is the opportunity to say, I'm going to take off the bandage and I'm going to heal part of this. I'm going to move past some of this. Your maturity now is going to offer you the opportunity to reframe your understanding of these experiences and to move past them. It's going to, this Aries energy is going to initiate this growth and this healing of your mental and physical health in order for you to have this regenerative renewal on all levels. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, you now have the Sun moving into your 8th house of your birth chart. So the 8th house represents you connected with other people. It's the house where we have these deep bonding experiences, you taking the initiative. The 8th house is deep, it's psychological, it's magnetic. And so now with Chiron and Mercury conjunct each other, this is going to be a time for you to say, I'm ready to initiate it. I'm ready to take the immediate action, and I want to move forward. I want to initiate some healing, some self-discovery through physical challenges or exploration of your identity. And bypassing and breaking through any psychological limitations and harnessing anger and frustration in a safe and productive, healthy manner. Mercury rules over your first house of self, so we know that this has everything to do with you, how you see yourself, how you feel that other people view you, your strength, your habits, your happiness, your joy, your general temperament. The first house is your, I say it's your business card or your website. It's what you put for other people to see you, how you're presenting yourself. Now, Mercury also rules over your 10th house, your job, your career, your legacy, authority figures. The 10th house is your public life. It's also your professional life, your ambitions, and your reputation. So the Sun moving into Aries is now saying, I'm ready to initiate, I'm ready to dive into these old hurts of where other people have put limitations upon me and how that made me feel, examining your wounds and saying, I need to discover, what did I get from this, the hidden gifts of wisdom and growth that comes from this. You looking back and saying, what authority figures tried to squash you with their words, with their thoughts, their ideas that they made verbal to you, they communicated to you, and then that is triggering this internal pain that's coming up and giving you this opportunity to say, no, that's no longer who I am. That was who you perceived me to be, and I'm no longer going to, I'm not going to allow that to affect my self-esteem. I am not going to feel inadequate because of the limitations that you put upon me. This could be work associates, colleagues, authority figures, people that you have have known for a long, well, this would have been from a long time ago. And so now this is coming back up, and you are now able to look at it from more of a grown, mature perspective to say, how can I take this as an opportunity to heal my inner child? This transit in the 8th house is with people that you share resources with, or the 8th house represents people that you're connected to with family. If you share resources with a house or a property or a will, or it's with an ex, and this could be with alimony and child support. It could be with a business partner or significant other. The 8th house is really who you're connected up with on a deep level, whether it be for good or for difficult, meaning it could be exes. They're still there, and you having to work through the trauma and the pain of how you felt either inadequate or out of place, and this is going to be triggering these old wounds. And so the blessings that can come from it is sparking the initiative to do the internal healing, the growth of your mental and your physical health, to regenerate this renewal of all levels of trust and compassion. The 8th house is who you are connected up with your private affairs. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, the Sun is now moving into your 7th house sector of your life. This is you with other people, you with a best friend, a significant other, with clients. This is the house of love and romance, and it's the house of you connecting with other people, either through contracts or promises or negotiations or all types of relationships, be it marriage or business. And so Aries has you taking the initiative. The Mercury Conjunct Chiron says we have some healing to do in this area. Mercury rules over your 12th house. The 12th house is self-sabotage and hidden enemies, the people that you just didn't know, and like it came around and you got hurt, and then it continued to hurt. Mercury rules over your 9th house of foreign people, places, things, you traveling, you taking a class, taking a workshop. It's cross-cultural experiences. It is you diving into a different religion or spirituality. It's also the house of publishing and legal matters. So know that we're taking Mercury, those words, the thoughts, the memories that are now going to be triggered with all types of partners, be it exes or clients or business partners or significant others, that could have to do with hidden enemies, where you need to do the inner healing, where you need to do the deep journey of, oh, that's where that came from, I'm being triggered, that's an old wound, that's an old hurt. It could also have to do with you traveling somewhere, or having a hurt that has to do with a teacher. Or remember, the 9th house is classes and workshops and spirituality. So this could even have to do with healing through some kind of religious trauma. The 9th house is all types of diving into things. It's about different religions and different philosophies, and where you could have had your feelings stepped on by others who did not value your religious beliefs, your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas, or your philosophies. And so these thoughts and these memories, they could come back up, and they're going to trigger these old wounds. And so this is about internal pain that is truly deep. And then how did it make you feel? And now how do you allow it to come to the surface so you can use this Aries energy? The sun is saying it's time. Let's heal from some of this. Let's work on our inner growth, our healing of our mental and our physical self. That we know that this made us feel this way, but we are in charge of moving past this. The 12th house has to do with self-sabotage, and there's no longer any reason to punish yourself for their actions, their thoughts, their ideas, and their beliefs. This is you breaking free from that, of how it made you feel, and now having this self-esteem and self-confidence to move forward boldly. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, the Sun is now moving into your 6th house of your daily habits, but it also represents mentors and guides, those people who you trusted, and you looking for those healthy people in your life and making daily habits of good health decisions. Like, this is you saying, I'm going to make self-care a daily habit. So Mercury Conjunct Chiron is having you go back and look at specific areas of your life. They're now going to be triggered. Mercury rules over your 11th house of your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, and those people that were in that group that could have not believed your goals, did not have faith in you, did not have hope in you, the peer group that you were connected to, the kindred spirits that you thought was your soul family, or this could be groups or teams that you have worked with. Mercury also rules over your 8th house of your shared bonding with other people that are on a deep psychological level. This could be family members, this could be exes, and it could be business partners and significant others. The 8th house is where you have these taboo topics that we don't always discuss, but it's also where we desire to have these deep connections. And so you having some deep connections, and it wasn't what you thought it was. And so as we look at this transit, you can stand back and say, I'm going to embrace the sun as an Aries warrior to dive into and examine my wounds and discover the hidden gifts and the wisdom and the growth that can come from healing these two areas of my life, where it could have been with a mentor or a guide, somebody that you trusted. It could have been somebody that said hurtful things or made you feel bad. Mentors who just undermined your self-esteem, your self-confidence. It was somebody who did not appreciate you on a deep soul level. And I think it could have been even public with some of the groups or organizations that you were part of and thought that you were completely part of, and that it didn't go as well, and there were hurtful things that were said or done. And so during this transit, it's going to offer you the opportunity for healing conversations, profound self-discovery, and an opportunity for an understanding, sparking this initiative within you for growth and for healing of your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, your psychological well-being on all levels. The 6th house is, I now need to heal from this and make my health and well-being a priority, and daily practice of this, daily self-care of myself. And what does that look like? Taking time for you, Scorpio. So Scorpio, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, the sun is now moving into your 5th house of children or affairs, art, creativity, poetry, music, where you're willing to initiate risks. And this is also going to be an opportunity for you to heal some wounds that have to do with this area of your life. You have Mercury Conjunct Chiron. Mercury rules over you being seen in the outside world, your 10th house, your career, your professional life, your ambitions, your goals, how you are seen, your reputation. The 10th house is bosses or government officials or authority figures, the people that are over you. And the Mercury also rules over your 7th house of your partnership, you with other people. This can be business partnership, marital partnership, you with clients, open enemies, exes, clients, one-on-one relationships. The seventh house is where you have these negotiations or compromises, and it's the house of love. And so you're taking these two major areas of your life and you're saying, I need to heal from some of these wounds. There's going to be this time where you're going to have these triggers that are going to happen about things that have been said or done to you that are going to be triggering old wounds, old hurts that either have to do with children when you were a child, having children, through your children, through creativity, through where you took risks and were invalidated within those risks. You having it happen and feeling like everybody is seeing it and not being appreciated through partnership. Hurtful things being said or done either through clients or business partners, significant others, and that represents like exes and authority figures, and them like squishing upon you and not appreciating you, colleagues. And so there was your self-esteem, your self-confidence. All of this was triggered, and so now you have this opportunity to say, I, the Aries warrior, I'm now going to push through, and I am going to look for and initiate courageous communication. I'm going to identify where the wounds are, and I'm going to take this time to explore it. Healing conversations, profound self-discovery, taking a leap of faith, understanding where did the pain come from allows you the opportunity to heal and grow from it. Sparking this initiative of growth and healing in your mental, physical, spiritual side of your life with a renewal of I'm going to explore these creative projects that were not validated before, or I'm going to work on healing my wounds by examining them, discovering this is the gift, this is the wisdom that I can take from this lesson that I learned. And that way it kind of it allows you to heal from it, and then it gives you perspective of, and now I've grown from it. I can move past it. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, the Sun is now moving into your fourth house of your home, your family, your roots, your foundation. It's what you build your life upon. It's either family or people that feel like family. It could be like genealogy and DNA of the people who came before you. And it also represents traditions, and it's your ancestors. It's everything that has to do with the people that came before you, of which you build your life upon. And you taking the Aries initiative of fire, passion, and drive and going after some things. Now, Mercury Conjunct Chiron is going to give you an opportunity to heal some wounds that have to do with family, traditions, your genealogy. Mercury also rules over your sixth house of your daily habits and your self-care. It could mean mentors and guides, people that you trusted in your life. It's also aunts and uncles. The sixth house is who do I go to support me, for help, and not feeling validated in that. Not like hurtful things happening or being said or done to you when those were the people that you were supposed to trust. Mercury also rules over your ninth house of cross-cultural experiences and religion and spirituality and taking classes and workshops. And so this could be a wound that has to do with like words or thoughts or memories that are being triggered of these old wounds, old pains, that are just coming up that have to do with your belief system or family's belief system, or yours is different than theirs, or your philosophy, your belief system is not being validated by other people. This could be hurtful. This is This could be your relatives, crippling your self-confidence, crippling your self-esteem, your parents, anybody who picked on you or bullied you while you were growing up, that either felt like family or were the family members, and who you could have gone to support you. And so now you're going to have this beautiful opportunity to say, all right, I'm going to examine my wounds. I'm going to discover the hidden wisdom and the gift that comes from the growth and the exploration of this transit. I'm going to look for courageous communication between the family members, or I'm going to have these healthy boundaries. I'm going to look for healing conversations that will offer me some profound self-discovery to understand this is where the wound came from. This is how I'm going to initiate the healing process that can move on from here. The growth of my mental and physical well-being, and regenerating the renewal of myself on all different levels, of me being able to trust again, me being able to have the beliefs of not feeling out of place, that I am worthy. I have self-esteem. I have this self-confidence. I am more than adequate. I am amazing. And so, Capricorn, this is going to be your time that you're going to be sitting and saying, how can I grow from some of these difficult experiences that have happened in my childhood? All right, so Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please join me live Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com, and to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, the sun is now moving into your third house of communication. You needing to be the warrior, the one who initiates all types of fiery communication. This is about self-discovery. It's about what feels right and going after it, saying it and doing it. Now, Mercury is conjunct Chiron, so we're healing a wound of something that has to do with early childhood. It could be with people not valuing, and it could be children that you went to school with. It could be teachers. It could be anybody. These are old wounds and old hurts that have to do with words and thoughts and memories that can be brought up now. Cousins can be here. Siblings are here. Mercury rules over your fifth house of children, and the fifth house is also the house of creativity, art, music, poetry, where we want to take risks. You having been vulnerable with what you were willing to share with others and not having it being validated or appreciated. Mercury also rules over your eighth house of... The eighth house is where you desire to have these deep connections with other people. And so these can be positive, meaning they can be family, but it can also be difficult if those, like, you cannot get away from some of the family when you were younger. This can also be exes, with alimony and child support. This can be business partners. That can be significant others, like marriage partners. The eighth house represents anybody that you desire to have these deep bonding experiences with, and it's the house of deep connections and these joint ventures that you want to have with others that you don't always talk about and share. You being vulnerable, sharing secrets, and them being shared with others, or them being revealed to others, hurting your self-esteem, hurting your confidence. This could have been anybody who was trying to undermine or just simply invalidating you. This is going to be an opportunity that you're going to dig back into those deep hurts that you've had in those areas of your life. And now you're going to approach it from a grown perspective of, I understand myself. I understand these experiences. I'm now more grown, and I have an opportunity to heal my inner child. I want to break some cycles in my life. And so I can break through with psychological limitations and harnessing anger and frustration in a safe and productive way. The the energy going with all of this is offering you healing conversations, courageous communication. Use that Aries energy to say, I am going to initiate this. I need to work on this. Profound self-discovery and understanding, totally initiating a spark of growth and healing of your mental and physical inner self, to regenerate, a renewal to move forward with. I love this for you because the third house is all types of communication. And so this is verbal, nonverbal, and written, it's all types. So this could have you journaling, this could have you writing down a memoir, all of this, Aquarius. So Aquarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe. So for Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, the Sun is moving into your second house. I love this because this is your self-worth, your cash, your property, your skill set. The second house is your opinions. It's your money, your salary, your financial condition. It's what do you need in order to feel safe and secure. Now, you're going to be healing an area of this of your life here with the Mercury Conjunct Chiron. Mercury rules over your seventh house of partnership. This is significant others, business partners, open enemies, exes, clients, one-on-one relationships. The seventh house is the house of love, but it's also the house where we have these connections with others, whether they're contractual relationships, negotiations, promises, verbal or written, unwritten contracts and promises with other people. The seventh house is you and what you do with other people in the outside world. Now, Mercury also rules over your fourth house of home, your family, your roots, your foundation, people that feel like family. It's also ancestors, and it's who is being brought in and what the foundation of your home was built upon. So you are going to be doing some deep dives and examining your wounds and discovering, where did this come from? You having these words, these thoughts, these memories that come up that could have to do with parents, relatives, siblings, spouses, exes, clients, all, and how did it affect your self-esteem? All of these, this could be you recalling hurtful things that have been said or done to you and how it made you feel. The second house is an opportunity for you to heal heal what other people did not value with your opinions or your values or your resources, like them not appreciating things that belonged to you and how it made you feel, hurtful things that have been said and done. So knowing all this, you're now going to be able to step back from it and discover that there are hidden gifts of wisdom and growth that can now come from this, identifying it and saying, all right, what are the lessons? How have I grown past this, and how can I continue to further grow? How can I put this to rest? Initiating this courageous communication through either family or partnership, like those areas of your life, healing these conversations, having this profound self-discovery of, I understand now, this is where it came from. And this could be having healthy boundaries. It doesn't mean that we go back there. It just means that you have to identify where it came from and say, how do I grow and heal from this as I move forward? Wanting to have a regenerative renewal of your life on all levels in order to boost your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself moving forward, your self-confidence. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please join me live on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I offer new moon and full moon astrology consultations. For a private consultation, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. And to get updates as soon as they're released, please subscribe.